we do have Miss Sonya up here next. And let me get all my paperwork situated here. How are you, Miss Sonya? I see that you're unmuted.
I'm doing great. This has been
Okay, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I don't have my headphone in. That's why I can't hear you. Never mind. Okay. Ha! All right, now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can.
This has been amazing. Amazing. You are a true leader to do this for everybody. I mean, that just shows a lot about who you are, because you didn't have to do this. I'm just totally blown away. Totally blown away.
Well, thank you. That's very sweet of you to say that. Very cool. Well, let's just go ahead and let me get my paperwork up here and get the first question I want to ask you. I know that your best buddy Helen introduced you to this, and you guys have been in network marketing before. Tell me a little bit about that story, how y'all got started.
Well, we were in a business together for years and years, and we loved it. We did really well, and we learned a lot of what we have brought to the table with Plexus. We contribute to that business. So I would never ever put down any other company. I believe that God brings you through things to put you where you are today, and I'm very thankful for that experience. But she's one with me, and then I've done 2 or 3 more, and just always searching for that perfect storm of I think it has to be the right product at the right time with the right company and the right time in your life, Yeah. And that's, when she called me, September of 2012, and said, we're going to do something called Plexus. I said, well, as long as it's not a network marketing company, yeah. And so when she spelt it for me, we were texting, and she said it could change a lot of lives. And I said, what are you adopting a baby? I mean, what are you talking about? This was before she told me that. She called and told me, and I said, well, as long as I'm not selling, I'm done with selling, I'm done with booking parties, I'm done with thousands of dollars inventory. I don't want to bug my family and friends. As long as it's something that's going to help me, if it works, we'll tell the world. If it doesn't work, then nobody has to know we did anything else.
That's funny. So y'all are business partners in this, and you guys have had quite a meteoric rise in a very quick time. I know a lot of us are on the slow track, but you guys pumped it up pretty quick. Tell me a little bit about that and how that happened for y'all.
Well, Linda Lynn, we had a leadership call this morning, and we kind of talked about this. I think that you can. There's a lot of people who are in Plexus who have built it fast due to a lot of momentum. They've got a lot of team members, and it's been due to a lot of momentum. But you can only go so far on excitement, passion, and momentum until if you haven't had a lot of network marketing experience or people skills or self-growth, you got to kind of stop, and you got to kind of do some of that. So fortunately, we've been through 20 years of that, and so I think we were just blessed to have gotten in, with a product that worked so well. And I can share my story on my health story at this time or whenever you want me to. But and then we were blessed to get some really great people that had a heart for people, and they didn't want to sell either. They believe that if you have passion and you love the product and you're a product of the product, you're selfish not to tell the world, because this is something different. There's nothing else out there like this. So I just think we were blessed. I mean, and just focused, kept it simple. We had a great leader, Sheila Medina, and just did work and got out of the drama and just worked.
Right. Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit, about your story and what Plexus has done for you.
Okay. I've been up and down 25 to 30 pounds my whole life. Well, since out of high school, put it that way. Went to college, and, we're in a small town of 6,000 or 7,000 people, and we don't have Baskin Robbins and Taco Bell and Burger King around the corner. So when I went to college, I gained 20 pounds in about 3 months. So that was really nice. And that's when I noticed from that point on, I always had cholesterol issues. even when I would lose the 30 pounds, I would still, my cholesterol would still be 280, 300, 330. So I've always struggled with weight. I've been on every diet. I've been on all those that Alfred talked about this morning. I've been on them all. You know, they delivered food to my doorstep, all that stuff. But so when Helen said Plexus, and she said, well, it's a natural weight loss product, but it's also for people with fibromyalgia, which I've totally suffered badly with that. It's for people with high, lipid levels, cholesterol, blood pressure. It's helping people with all kinds of things. And I thought, okay, well, if it helps me with those things, if it can help me with my fibromyalgia alone, and maybe my cholesterol, it'd be nice if it would help with the curbing of the appetite. But if it didn't, I didn't really care at that point, because I had been so sick. It's probably been about, I'm going to say about 4 or 5 years ago, when I was really, really sick with fibromyalgia. I woke up one morning and I thought I had the flu, and it was in the summertime, and I thought that was really strange to have the flu in the summer, but I didn't have a fever. It went on and on. It got worse and worse. I went to every kind of doctor, and they all told me, honey, you've just got a really bad case of fibromyalgia. And I said, well, okay, fix it, just fix it. And I can't live with this kind of pain, because, the pain was so bad. I gave up my other career, and I had a car in that company as well, and I gave that up and just tried to get healthy for 15 months. And I did try a couple other network marketing companies while I was homesick that required, maybe less detail. Mm-hmm. And they did okay. I did okay with them. Anything I've ever done, I've always said I had to believe in it. And I did. I believed in everything I've ever done. But the economy hit in 2008, kind of got tough. And so when I did get well enough to go back to work, I had to go into sales, because I did not have a college degree. I had quit college my senior year to go full-time with that first 17-year career. So I went into sales, and I loved it because I love people. But I was commuting every day. I was driving, a long way to work, working retail hours, missing out on my family, working Saturdays. I just felt like there was a higher calling on my life. And I didn't really know if it would ever happen, because I'd done so many things that I thought, this is it, this is it, this is it. And so when we joined Plexus, the first week I was on the product. In fact, the first day, my cravings for sweets were gone, and my overall hunger was curbed so drastically. And that night, I slept so good all night. And the next day, I had all this energy and I felt good. Well, by day 3, I was noticing that, my pain that I had leftover pain, I probably hurt 2 days a week, maybe 3 instead of 7, so I was so much better that, I was so grateful. But when I noticed that I didn't come home at 7 or 8 at night from work and just crash, I felt like, cleaning the house, and that's not me. Trust me, I'm the worst housekeeper in the world. I knew something was up when that was good. But I was waking up in the morning feeling like, with the alarm clock, but I would jump right out of bed. I felt good. I knew we had our hands on something great. And by the end of the first week, I had lost 7 inches. But who cares? Because I'll tell you, my pain was gone. And for someone who lives in chronic, hurtful, just debilitating pain, you do not care if you gain weight on something. It's all about your quality of life. Really, it was about how I could function through the day. And so it drastically changed my life in such a short amount of time that, it was all I could do to not tell people. And, I live in a small town, posting on Facebook. Everywhere I went, people would say, wow, you feel good. What's going on? You look like you've lost a little weight. I just couldn't help. I couldn't keep my mouth shut. And so that was 10 weeks after I had joined Plexus was when Sheila flew in. Actually, 9 weeks. Helen flew in from Reno, Nevada, and Sheila flew from Mississippi, and that was the first time that Helen and I had watched Sheila do an event. And once we saw that, we were like, okay, we can do this. So that's when I noticed at work about a week later, and totally a God thing, because I had not replaced my income, but I knew that if I could work it at all and not just respond all day to people's messages, but if I could actually work it, that I could do it really quickly. And that's kind of what happened. And that was November 26th of 2012. And then March, Helen and I finished Emerald together, and we're able to take our families to Maui. It's just been a dream. It's been a dream. I can get real emotional here.
That's great. I love it, though, that it does touch you so much. I know that our company has helped so many people, whether it be physically or financially, that it is just an emotional, a real emotional tick. And you're right, Sheila Medina is an awesome mentor. She's mentored me too, so she is really, really great. We're going to have her on here in just a little bit, not too much longer. She'll be on with us. I couldn't do this summit without her being on. So that's pretty cool. Now, how about the rest of your family? Do you have family members that are on Plexus as well?
Yes, yeah. Tons and tons on Plexus, and I have several that are in the business. My mom's in the business, my sister's in the business, my stepsister's in the business. Oh, I don't want to forget anybody. Goodness.
We don't want to get you in trouble.
Cousins, and I have so many good friends. I think in our life we can. It's a wonderful thing to have thousands of friends, but you have a handful of best friends that you consider sisters, brothers, and it's been a blessing. This has all been wonderful and a blessing for me and my family. I had bought a couple of traditional businesses. By the way, I forgot to say that when I was sick, when I come out of being sick and I went to work for the other person, I did buy a couple of traditional businesses, and they didn't work. I wasn't able to be there and work them because
Right.
I needed to make a significant income to pay my mortgage. So that just didn't work. So I have all that leftover debt, and so this has been a blessing for us. But the best blessing and joy, and I'm going to tell you, there is no greater joy than seeing your family and close friends who have struggled like you have, or who are homeschooling and clipping coupons, and they gave up a six-figure income to be home because they wanted to do the right thing and be home with their children, or maybe they hated their job and now they're home and now they're emeralds or they're on their way, and there's no better. It's just, I don't even know how to describe the joy I have from developing people. It's totally the ultimate. It has been wonderful.
And I think you're great at it. I've watched some of your videos, your YouTube videos and everything, and pass those along to team members of mine because you are great at mentoring people. So thank you for doing those the way that you do them and share them with everybody.
You're very welcome. I mean, I just felt like we were growing so fast in such a rapid pace that I felt like, how can I be, because I want to help everybody, how can I be everywhere and help everybody as fast as they need it? And I didn't want it to slow my growth down because I felt like I wasn't doing all I could do to duplicate. So that's why I started the videos, and they've proved to help a lot of people and people who aren't on my team. And I thank everybody for just the sweet comments that say this has helped my team. It means a lot to know they're really helping, because that's my total purpose in it. Is, like Alfred said this morning, the better we all do, the better we're all out there doing the right thing, morally, ethically, knowing that we're not selling but we're sharing, then it's better. The better the business is for all of us. The pay points go up. So, hopefully we can all keep that focus and never let it be about us. It's always about other people. And if we can keep that in our focus, then, you know, we'll always soar. I mean, we will get what we want if we help enough people. So
absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree with that. And that's one reason why we're doing what we're doing today, is so that we can spread the word and help other people out there with this. Now, let me ask you this. Since you've been in some of the other multi-level marketing or network marketing or whatever we want to call it, direct sales, how does Plexus differ? What is the key thing that makes them better to you at this point?
Okay, well, there's so much. First of all, you know, like I said, I never wanted to sell anything again, and still today, I feel like I do not sell anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to be sold to. You know, if I go into a store and someone tries to sell me something, talk me into something, I'm so turned off by that. And I don't know if it's a 40s thing, a mid-40s thing, whatever, but the older I get, the more turned off I am about being sold to, and the more I know what I want. The older I get, I know what I want. And so I think the fact that we can just take the product and all these, you know, I'm off of 5 medications. You know, I've been on medications for years, some of them way back, and some of them, you know, 5 or 6 years from fibromyalgia. I'm off of 5 medications. And I never felt better like I did in my 20s. I don't need naps. When you have that in you, you're not selling. When people stand up at an event and they're crying and they say, I'm a diabetic, but I've been able to lower my insulin by 3 shots a day, and they're crying, are you kidding me? We don't sell anything. So I'm not saying the other companies are wrong to sell anything, but at all, because that's what I've always done. But I'm just saying this is different because it's a product we take, and we're a reflection of that. And second of all, the compensation plan is totally set up for a win-win situation. I mean, to think that the first 100 PV that I do, 7 people above me are paid on that same 100. Are you kidding me?
Right.
And then everything else I do, I'm paid on. It's a blessing. The compensation plan is brilliant, and it's set up for a win. The compression is so smart. Never seen that in a company. You know, not losing out on your position. You know, if you go inactive for a little while and you come back in. It's so fair that the ambassadors and the company is, you know, it's equal. Alfred is brilliant, and all the CEOs are brilliant. But for his part in the compensation plan, it's just great. And an internet business, you know, we're home. We wake up, we have a new customer, we have a new ambassador, and with diabetes going to be the #1 killer in 2030. We have the right product. Everywhere we look, there is someone with every angle. If we're in a room, there's someone beside us, behind us, in front of us, over here, over there, that either need to lose a little weight, they need to lose a lot of weight, they're sick, they have pain, they have diabetes, whatever. If we open our hearts and mind and we look out for them, we can go to the top. It's a ground floor opportunity. The company is new, but we're not brand new. We're established. We're in full momentum mode. I mean, are you kidding me? It's like your people who say, I wish I had bought stock in Apple years ago. Well,
yep.
Wake up, you know.
Here it is.
That's why.
That's good. I agree. Now let me ask you this. I know you've been on the road a lot this week when you and I have tried to connect and everything. You do a lot of meetings, whether they be local or not. What do you feel the importance of meetings are?
Well, I do about 2 events a week, and yeah, whether I travel, most of them are, you know, within an hour from my house. Some of them an hour and a half, but I do fly, you know, once every 6 weeks. I'm usually on an airplane flying somewhere to work for 2 or 3 days. But I feel like, you know, there are so many people just in the next town over who need to be educated about our product. We need to share and spread the word. So, yeah, we can do a lot over the internet, but I think it's important that us as a leader that we teach other people how to do an event so that they can duplicate if they want to go and do it in someone's home. If you want to have an event, a meeting in your own house with 3 friends that bring 3, that's the same thing as, you know, doing an event like I do, where this week I think we had over 100, we had 95 at one meeting and 120 at another. And it was hungry people, excited to learn, to share. They had guests there. The people were standing up sharing their stories. We were crying. There's a lot of power and a lot of emotion and a lot to be said about stories. People don't care about, I need to know every single thing in your product and everything it does. Are you kidding me? Have you ever bought something in January? You didn't care what it had in it. You bought something in January off of a shelf and you just hoped it worked. Well, there's a lot of people out there like that. And we have a product that's not like that. We have an amazing health product, and the weight loss is the side benefit of it. So, you know, don't be so caught up in telling everybody every little thing. Just tell them the stories. Be real with people. Tell them the stories. And if you don't have a story yet, this is what I say to new people who say, I don't have a story yet, but I'm so excited about all the other stories. Well, you can say to people, I don't have a story yet, but I'm excited about all the other stories. Let me tell you about my friend Sonya. Let me tell you about my friend Sheila. And take the journey with me. Take the journey with me, you know. Help us put Plexus on the map. Help us brand the product. That's what we're doing right now.
And there's lots of stories out there on Facebook alone, you know, about our product.
Oh, yeah. They're out there all day long.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that. Now, you said you were in a very small town of about 6,000 people. How many Lexuses are there in your town now?
Well, let's see. There are 3. Well, there's 3 right now, about to be 4. My husband hit Emeralds this week, so it's unofficial, but anyway, about to be another Lexus in the town. And then we have we have 2 diamonds in the town. We have a sapphire. We have an emerald now, and we have I know we have 2 senior rubies about to be emerald. And I know we have I want to say we have a new ruby. I'm not for sure yet if she hit ruby, but we have some golds, senior golds, tons of silvers, in a town that I don't remember the year. It might have been 08, 07, 08, something like that. We had a 27% unemployment rate, which was the highest in the nation. In fact, Helen McFadden, my best friend, she called me one morning from Reno and said, aren't you in Perry County? And I said, yeah. And she said, I just heard on talk radio that y'all were the highest unemployment, had the highest unemployment rate in the whole nation. I said, yep, that's us.
Not the thing you want to make news for, right?
No, but you never know the story that God's got the puzzle and He's in control. And when you're able to see now, you look back on the puzzle and go, wow, all of this, and now look at the puzzle, because it has really, really, really flooded some jobs and income into our family and just changed a lot of lives. It's just been unreal. So,
yeah. I love the fact that you said that we are on that incline, and that if it's like buying stock in Apple, you know, when it was in Steve Jobs' garage, you know, if I had some of that, I would love it right now. I'm telling you. Yeah. So that's where we are with Plexus. Well, I want you to help me do something real quick. We have your mentor and mine coming on next, and I would like for you to give a little bit of background on how you and Sheila knew each other and how y'all met, and introduce her for us.
Oh, I'd love to. How exciting. Well, Sheila and Helen were in the business that me and Helen were in for years and years. Sheila and Helen were she was in the business with us. I did not know Sheila, but Helen and Sheila knew each other. So when Helen told me who had introduced her to Plexus, that she trusted Sheila's, you know, view and insight on this, I felt like I knew her automatically. So we immediately, you know, Helen joined Plexus, and 5 minutes later called me, gave me her ambassador number, and I joined. And so Helen and me and Sheila stayed on the phone quite a bit with questions for several months, and then when Sheila came out here in November of 2012, that was the first time that I had met Sheila, and I drug her around my small town. I drug her around, her and Helen. We went in the beauty shops, the schools, the medical centers, and Sheila would just crack up because, like, I knew everybody, and everybody knew me. And it was so much fun. And Sheila she's just like, she's one of those best friends, those sister family. I adore her. I love her. I value her character, her morals. I just love traveling with her, and she's just a blessing in my life and thousands of lives. So help us welcome the one and only, the first Diamond Ambassador, Sheila Medina.
Miss Sheila Medina, can you unmute yourself, please, ma'am?
I think I did that.
You did. You did. Good. Thank you for joining us. We're so happy. I don't think I could have given you any better introduction than that.
Leave it to Sonya.
Well, Sonya, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for helping me introduce Sheila to everybody, and we will see you down the road.
All right. You're welcome. Blessings to you. Thank you for doing this today.